Hello and welcome to the Spiral Dimension. I'm Doctor Von Hoot and this is the Parliament of Mowls. But first, Davy was a bit surprised by Michael's astuteness. Yeah, right, he grinned and reached up to put an arm around Michael's shoulder as they walked down the echoing corridor.
Don't you think that's kind of weird? Not weird, but like exciting weird.
And with that, I declare Parliament officially open.
You're right.
That clip's so long.
I
Always
love
makes
it.
me think I should do this a little bit shorter.
No,
How's it going,
longer,
guys?
longer. Yeah.
Longer.
More. The
More
joke is
mileage.
only as good as the length of the clip, or as long as, or in your case, oftentimes as long as you have to look at Badger going.
Yeah. Right. We have Tony, Commonverse. We have Deadman, which is Terry. And we have Rob from Rob's Fat Sacks of Comics.
Where?
And the Ginger Geordie Geek himself, Triple G.
Evening.
How's it going, guys?
Pretty good.
Oh, don't sound too excited.
Well,
It's
do we
been
have a
full
quorum?
week.
I still don't. I don't speak.
Too damn hot, but we can't complain in front of Rob because he'll always say, "Oh, yeah, but it's 50 outside our place."
Yeah, that's true. It is really hot for this place. Right, let's have a look in the old chat.
It's only
We've got Las Cruces, as always. 3 times. Oh, we've got Wellball. Always a pleasure, sir. And Omnipresent. Tony. And Paul, Sector 2815. KBDM. Always a pleasure. Tremendous.
I have you know that where I'm at, it's rather nice. It's only 29.
Oh, very
Okay.
nice.
Pleasant.
Yeah,
Pleasant.
I mean, I would still count that as hot to me, but you know,
It's
That's what it was yesterday down in my way. It was only 22 today, though.
yeah, no, 20. That's perfect. That's perfect for summer here, midsummer. I mean, it gets hotter, but it's what you would like. Nice. For those of you playing at home in America, that's the mid 80s.
yeah, I can't do the differences. It's funny because I've been off on vacation for our American viewers, holiday to all of us, and I was down in Devon, and it was pretty damn brilliant for weather-wise, amazing. Like you rarely ever get it that good in a whole week. Anyway, I got a video from where I actually live. On Thursday, they had just the biggest storm in ages. Like there's video clips of like cars being blown down the road, sort of heavy, which is crazy because it's also been hot here too. I don't know, madness.
Define hot.
I would have to look it up.
You can tell me Celsius. It's fine.
Yeah, but I don't know it. So it's
Oh, so you don't know what hot is? Okay, got it.
yes, I have no idea.
It's been around about 18 to 20 degrees today where I am. So that's
That's
downright-
hot. That's
that's downright
not hot for
cool.
you guys. Yeah, that's chill.
No. That's
Hang on a second. I will ask the more educated person.
that would be a nice warm winter's day. Or
Yeah,
a
but
fall.
But you forget, Rob. I mean, not so much now, but I used to be ginger. So that's like the surface of the sun for me. You know, I just burn.
I totally get it because here's the reality, right? Is the UK on a latitude standpoint is in Canada as far as I'm concerned. It's meanwhile where I'm at is like the northern tip of Tunisia for you. It's a little bit different.
I'm told this week at certain points it was around 32 to 35 in that sort of ballpark.
That's
So,
properly
like it was hot.
warm.
I was
No,
being
that's
uncomfortable.
proper. That's properly warm.
That's proper warm.
Yeah.
It was down there in sunny Bournemouth. It was that way. That was the temperature was down here.
But I live in the north, so it's just permanent frost here. You know what I mean?
Welcome to the Parliament of Mowls, where today we'll be talking about the weather and what is hot and what is not.
I have thought about doing a little segment for your weather chat, Rob. But,
Yeah. Is it hot or is it not?
Right. What watch you with your eyeballs this week? So shall we start off down the bottom there with Mr. Fat Stacks? What watch you with your eyeballs this week?
My eyeballs this week did wander to the cinema where I was it this week that I watched Deadpool on Sunday? I believe it was.
Close enough. Right?
Sunday, depending whether you call that the weekend as in the end of last week, or you look at the calendar where Sunday's the beginning of the week, whatever. I watched that for certain. That was fun.
Can I just stop you for 1 second? Yeah. Can we try and keep this spoiler free? I know the spoilers are all out there, but
all those spoilers I already just released when I said that.
Well, no, I'm just saying, because we will talk about this movie
certainly
quite a bit, but let's just try and keep it general.
So I watched that. Other than that, I think I tried to watch wrestling a few times. I fell asleep multiple times while trying to do so.
Right.
But I have it on my agenda of things I need to watch, though. I haven't gotten to it. I need to start watching the new Batman animated series. I'm excited to see that. And my guilty pleasure, I'm excited. I need to go. I just found out that apparently season 2 of that 90s show is out, so I got to go watch that. And yeah.
I've not seen any of that 90s show, but
it's only on Netflix.
Yeah, I should have a look. I have checked out the first 3 episodes of that Batman show, and it is very good. I highly recommend it.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I loved it, honestly. So, non-spoiler, out of 10, Deadpool Wolverine. When
I rated it earlier this week, I rated it a 7 out of 10. I thought it was a very fun film. Yeah. It wasn't a Marvel masterpiece. Marvel. It wasn't like this miraculous piece of cinema. I don't even think it's the best Deadpool movie as far as story and heart throughout the movie things. But if you just want to see 2 guys that can't die just beat the shit out of it over each other over and over again, well, hell, and have a lot of fan service dropped in for all sake, this movie delivers on that in plentiful amounts. So it's highly enjoyable.
I don't know how much rewatch value it'll have a couple of years down the line, because it lives really on the cameos. I mean, trying to keep the spoilers minimum, but nobody was expecting Madam Web to show up. Do you know what I mean? That was incredible. Sorry if that spoiled it, but it was just incredible, But I really do think a couple of years' time, when you go back to watch this, you'll fast forward a lot of it, probably.
I don't know, though, because it's so fast-paced and it is a comedy. Like it does lean a lot on... All right, the plot is non-existent.
The story makes no sense.
But that's sort of okay. Like, I probably would skip the beginning, honestly, and then everything from when Wolverine shows up.
Yeah.
Or even maybe the fight dance opening is fun too. Fun action sequence.
That's why I said, like, the first 2 movies, each one of them ties into, there's some heart, the relationship between Deadpool and his girlfriend. Whereas this, it isn't there. That element of the story is not there, really. Yeah. I mean, it is, but it isn't.
Yeah.
It's sort of a manufactured version of that. In so much as, like, it's really the audience's need to see the 2 characters together rather than the characters' need to be together, like in a traditional story.
Yeah.
Okay, Pete, what watch you with your eyeballs this week?
What watched I? Just to finish up on the Deadpool thing, I think, what Rob's just said there really does strike a chord, because for me, again, without spoilers, the first 2 movies were very much about that relationship between Deadpool and his girlfriend, and actually that's almost completely missing in this. You don't get that heart to it, which is interesting. So yeah, that's an interesting one. What have I watched? I've watched House of Dragon, the latest episode of that. Loving that series. That's just getting better and better. I think it's the finale this week, so really looking forward to that. I went to the cinema. I think one of you guys mentioned a few weeks ago you'd been to see Twisters. I can't remember who it was, but went to see Twisters. Do you know what? I went begrudgingly. My wife wanted to see it, and we ended up going, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. It's just a silly, fun movie, but good fun. One I know you guys have mentioned before was Beverly Hills Cop. Went to see, watched that on Netflix. And again, do you know what? If you switch your brain off, it's just a good, cop movie. Quite enjoyed it.
Really solid.
Throwback.
It's a little,
throwback
bit
film.
long.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
Yeah, I enjoyed it. I thought that was good fun. You probably, I don't know, you might want to get into it, but I've watched an awful lot of YouTube drama bollocks this week to the point where it's getting on your nerves a little bit. But that's done my
I'll
nuts
say
in.
right now, I have no intention of covering any of
Shite,
that
honestly, just
silliness.
shite. And if I may
Yes.
go slightly political and just say that the UK seems to be in a shit show at the moment, and I'm sick of watching swash stick ad up Union Jack flying knobheads saying that they represent me on the streets, and they absolutely do not. The bunch of dicks. So that's been really disappointing.
They should be done for terrorism, honestly.
Absolutely.
Are you guys becoming America?
Honestly, Rob, it's hard. I mean, I know you guys had a horrendous period. Well, with some of the things that happened in the riots and things like that. This is just awful. This is just. I'm not used to seeing this. Just down the road from me in Sunderland, Sunderland's an interesting place anyway. But just down the road from me in Sunderland, they're literally burning police cars and smashing up citizens' advice units, and you're thinking, what the hell has that got to do with anything?
With anything.
Yeah. So sorry to get political, but just it's so disappointing and upsetting to watch.
Yes, I agree. I concur, but also let's move on because it's
Exactly. Yeah. So that's all I've been watching.
Tremendous. Terry, what watch you this week with your eyeballs?
Well, going back to what you were just talking about with Deadpool, on Monday, I was supposedly going to see it. I've got 2 hospital appointments, one at 10 o'clock and one at 3:30. So I was trying to going to see Deadpool in between. But what you've just said now, I'm not sure whether I want to bother.
It's worth watching, Terry. It's worth going to see.
It's so much fun.
It's a fun movie.
Yeah.
It's I will not deny, it's fun.
That's it.
I would say the cinema's the place to watch it. You'll have a really fun time, unless the Deadpool movies aren't your cup of tea. Because,
I enjoyed
don't like
the
those,
first
then
two.
just stay away. But otherwise,
I enjoyed the first 2. I mean, I do like the character and that sort of thing. Not that I've read a lot of the comic books, but I do like the character.
Terry, have you managed to avoid the spoilers?
Who, me?
Yes. I just don't. I didn't watch your show. Unfortunately, because I like to watch.
How dare you, sir?
It's probably the only video I've never seen. But there you go.
No, because I think it's I don't know what Rob thinks, but I think it's a much better experience if you do go in blind to some of the big stuff.
Yes.
I mean, I've heard a couple.
Hi, Chris.
My memory's like yours, Peter. Sort of thing. I forget the following day, so it don't really matter. Sort of thing. But no, as far as sort of watching TV and sort of shows and so on, I haven't really watched a lot of. I watched a couple of films. Well, this was last week, really, but being as it wasn't on last week, I watched the Evil Dead Rise. I'm sort of catching up on a load of different movies. I enjoyed it, but the trouble was I wasn't scared by it at all. I don't know whether I'm too old now to appreciate any of it, but none of it was surprising. You could almost see it all coming. You could see it coming along. And also watched The Equalizer 3 as well, and that's another one of those ones where you take your brain out to watch it, because
I love that.
Finish off.
Honestly. I thought it was really fun.
I don't know. The Equalizer
never been able to do
was
that.
a strong delivery in my book. It was okay, but it wasn't strong.
2's the better film. 2's the better film, I think.
Yeah,
You think? I didn't like 2 that much. I like 1 a lot, but okay.
I mean, one's the best in that series for sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But
So
we
no,
have to put the
catch up.
we always have to.
Sorry, Rob?
I was going to say we always have to put the caveat when DVH says he doesn't like something or as much as something else. He does like Neighbors. He does like Grease too.
Yes. Yes, I did.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Okay, but Grease,
I didn't
Grease
like it
2
as much.
gives me Maxwell Caulfield, so I mean he's got a decent argument.
Grease 2 is the best movie ever made, and I will fight anybody over it. Yes.
Well, okay, you've gone too far.
Rob's gone. The other thing I've been watching, I mean, I've caught up. I'm still catching up on the new series or season 2 of Quantum Leap, which sounds like it's going to be the last anyway.
Terry, can I? So I am a massive Quantum Leap fan of the original series.
Yeah.
Good old Sam. Is it worth us watching the remake?
I think so. Yeah, it's different. They've woked it a bit, but then they do that with everything. But it's not. What I like about it is the fact that the original is mentioned virtually every episode, and they haven't forgotten where it's come from in the first season, and they haven't done in the second season. But as I've found out, unless somebody else buys it again, it ends on a cliffhanger. I mean, I haven't got to that stage yet anyway, but I think there's 13 episodes of the second season. I think I'm on episode 7. So I've got another 6 to go. A big difference with the series is they've turned off the switch that stops him going just in his own lifetime. You know, when Sam could only go in his own lifetime, backwards and forwards sort of thing in time. When he goes back, well, I mean, the latest episode I'm watching is back in the 1600s. So they made it more interesting doing like that because they can tell more stories. It's a shame that it's ending, but no, it's worth watching. You watch the first few episodes and you get into it. As I said, they've woked it a bit, but because they're new characters, and as I said, because they're respecting where it's come from. I mean, the first episode, Dan Stockwell, they paid tribute to him at the end of it all, sort of thing. So it's not. Yeah, so that's why I like it. But it's I've just, as I said, I just caught up with that. But it's worth watching. You watch the first few episodes of the first season, and you can make your own mind up. But I think you'll enjoy it. And the guy that plays with Ben is the new Sam. He's a very good actor, and he plays the part really well. They've given him a lot more women to be than what they gave, to Sam to Beckett, but it's still a very good show. Cool. And the only other show I watched, and it's a shame because the American version of Ghosts, and season 3's just come up on BBC again, and I was sitting down looking forward to it. I watched the first 10 episodes because they're only like 19 minutes long. But it was the only 10 episodes because the first 2 seasons were over 20 episodes long. But this thing is just 10 episodes. Right. And by the sounds of it, the next season won't be on BBC until the middle of next year, which is a shame. I really enjoy. To be honest, I shouldn't say this really, but I actually prefer the American version to the British version. But that's probably because the British version is so damn short. As we know, you only get 6 or 8 episodes in the season, with the British one, whereas with the American one, there's 20 odd. And I really enjoy it. I do enjoy that. I find it really funny. I mean, the characters, you really, really, get to like them. But that's the main things I've really been watching. I've watched a lot of sci-fi. That I bought a load of videos because I've been buying £3.49 videos on eBay, and I've got a lot of catching up to do with lots of different things. I've even bought Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the original movie.
The original's amazing.
The one that Luke loves. So
I love that film.
I'm getting round to watching all of those different bits and pieces and picking up on different things. There's not a great amount that really, floats my boat as far as. I've even got to the stage where I love Star Trek, but I can't get through an episode of Star Trek Discovery, the last season. It bores me to tears. It just bores me to tears.
Really?
Yeah. I just can't. I try hard to watch it because I love Star Trek. I have done from the very beginning, but I just can't get through. I don't know what it is, but it just doesn't do anything for me anymore.
Did you see the rumours about a potential Star Trek and Doctor Who crossover?
Yeah, but that's only
a video game.
It's a game, isn't it?
Well, it initially came out as a video game, but then I can't remember. So someone from Paramount started publishing stuff. Saying if you wanted to happen, try and push for it or something.
Technically, it happened previously in the comic books.
Yeah,
There was a great a great one when with Tennant's Doctor hooking up with the Next Generation crew to face off against the team up of the Cybermen and the Borg.
The best one, Rob, I don't know if you guys have seen it. So the best one was Star Trek crossing over with X-Men. And you know, Guardian from the Imperial Guard.
I have those, yeah.
He punches the Enterprise's shield. And I think Kirk says, did someone just punch my shield? It's great. Great story.
It started off as a paperback, and then they brought out the comics, didn't they? So I've got the paperback as well.
Right. Well, we have to say hello to Cliff. He's showed up, and he's been very patient. How are you doing, sir?
Muted.
And you're muted.
I'm good, fresh from a pig roast.
Ooh. I mean, just to be clear, we are talking about food.
Of course.
I mean, it's you, Cliff. Like, let's be honest.
We could have been roasting comedy roast or.
No. We've had enough roasting for the last 2 weeks.
Oh no! Yeah, no more roasting.
I meant.
24.
All right.
Yeah. Rob's like, I completely understand.
No, I stay out of that stuff. So I'm just like, oh no, I was legitimate, real, true comic roast. Yeah. Hey, you know what? We got to make sure we say. I'm sorry. Point of order, Mr. Minister from the Mowls. I want to make sure we point out the greatest American YouTuber, even though Triple G thinks it's me, Efren, Past Point Comics, who hooked me up big time at San Diego Comic-Con. Thank you, brother. You guys can all see it on Monday's mail call, but I just want to make sure that Pete knows that even I think Efren's
He's the greatest. He hooked me up with a Death's Head action figure as well from San Diego Comic Con.
Oh, so cool.
He is definitely the best. Yeah.
There you go, buddy. Now I'm second best. I hope.
I mean,
Cliff's pretty high up there as well, mind.
That might be third best.
Sure. Yeah.
Jesus.
Rob, you can't be third best because Only Slabs gives you so much extra mileage. You know? I mean, I missed out on the show today, and I saw that giveaway, and it was explosively wonderful.
There were 2 giveaways, but yeah, it was crazy. Anyways, back to you. I now yield the floor.
Deadman, if you don't mind me asking, for clarity, did you say with the new Quantum Leap, they worked it a bit?
Woked it a bit. Well, not worked it, woked it.
Oh my God, I need alcohol. Okay.
But it's to say, in saying that, it doesn't harm it because they're new characters. So they are who they are, and that's it. So
good. They're age appropriate changes. Okay. And that's better.
That's right.
Oh my goodness. What's new in comics this week?
What? No, we're not at comics yet.
Oh, we're not at comics yet?
There is
what did I see? Everything's on one.
Yes. Yeah, well, we haven't done Tony either yet. So, Cliff, watch you with your eyeballs this week?
Batman Cape Crusader.
Yes. Tremendous.
Yes. That's been very good. I was a little taken aback by Oswald Cobblepot, the Penguin.
Yes, that was a shock.
It's not really a choice I personally would have made of all the changes. I thought they were all smashing, as you would like to say. But I was like, did I need this? Was I looking for this? I mean, she's a good actress. She's the voice actor is solid. But that one took me a little bit by surprise. But everything else is like playing out nice and it's playing out fairly slow, very differently. I like that they started a very different road with Harley, and Harley becoming Harley Quinn is all about like her being a psychiatrist and nothing to do with Joker. I think that's interesting.
Yeah.
So yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. I love the Catwoman episode, and I like how they're ramping up Harvey Dent too. So, I'm enjoying.
I've only seen the first 3 episodes, so I'm
listen. The writing team has been great. We've got the original guy. We got Bruce Timm. We've got Ed Brubaker. We've got Greg Rucka, and I forgot some of the others, but they're all wonderful. And my beloved Derek Charm did the character designs for this series. I am so thrilled to have learned that. So yeah, I'm enjoying it. That's my big thing of what I've watched this week that I'm really happy about. Ah.
Yes. Yeah, I completely agree. It's wonderful. And not enough people are talking about it, I don't think. There's a lot of talk about how awful people are in the community, but not enough about this Batman show, which is
just came out.
Yeah, what channel is it on for us on Hoot over
it's
here?
Amazon. Amazon Prime.
It's Amazon for us too.
Okay.
Highly recommend.
It's all there as well. They're not doing it weekly. They just put it all up. So it's well worth a watch. Okie dokie. Tony, watch you with your eyeballs this week.
All right, so where do I start? I haven't watched Deadpool yet. It's on the list. I plan on watching it. I think I got a couple episodes to wrap up season 3 of The Boys. I just finished watching Herogasm. Oh, okay. I got to watch the first couple episodes of Lucifer. I've never watched Lucifer before, so I started watching that. And I did watch the new Beverly Hills Cop movie, which made me go watch the other Beverly Hills Cop movies. And I enjoyed the new one a lot. A lot of throwbacks, callbacks to the first movies. Let's see. I'm planning on watching SummerSlam tonight. I'm going to finally get to watch Godzilla -1. And then I'm going to watch.
Now that's a treat.
I'm going to watch the new season of Cobra Kai. So we'll see how that goes.
Cobra Kai. That's got to go on my list.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty short. It's only 5 episodes. So you should be able to blast through it pretty quick. And that concludes watch you with your eyeballs this week.
What about you?
Huh. What did you watch?
Well, I suppose we sort of covered it all, which is why I sort of skipped it. Like, other than obviously Neighbours,
right? Well, yeah.
It goes without saying. Yeah, Deadpool Wolverine. I give it like a 4 out of 5. Pretty much.
Oh,
I think
we
it's
all
really,
so 8 out of 10.
I definitely wasn't going to watch you. You're going to say 4 out of 10.
Yeah, no, 4 out of 5.
So since you told us out of 10, so you're saying an 8 out of 10.
I've got a different scale from me.
No, I understand. You're on metric, so it's 8 out of 10. Got it.
Oh, I see. Yeah, makes sense. I vote. Yeah.
It's all right. Liefeld does metric too because he doesn't do feet.
Oh, joke of the stream, ladies and gentlemen. That is, I approve of that joke. Yeah, no, I really enjoyed it, and I've seen it twice, and I thought on both showings, in fact, I liked it better the second time just because I wasn't waiting for the next thing to happen.
Yeah,
See what I mean? Like, I really got to. Like the villain, although she doesn't have an awful lot to do, she's still really sinister, and it works. Like she's a great addition. It's a shame she's going to be a one and done. I'd pay all the monies to see like Electra Blade and Gambit again. Like that would be
spoilers.
Yeah,
Spoilers.
He tells us no spoilers, and he starts dropping them left and right here.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Tremendous.
That's hilarious.
Terry, just ignore that last bit, all right? Just ignore that bit.
All the cameos have been spoiled for me.
Yeah.
I turned away from my deaf eyes. Actually, something I should have said, Peter, when I was talking about Quantum Leap, what I should have said as well, unlike the original series, they cover a lot more on the other side of where he's leaping from. There's a lot more story there as well. So they sort of cover both sides. Whereas the original series, it was mainly just about Sam, wasn't it?
Yeah, I'll give it a go. I'll definitely give it a go and see what I think.
Yeah.
I love that we've gone through all of us here, and there's some big giant global event going on, and like none of us mentioned that we've watched one moment of the Olympics.
I watched the
sports ball. No,
I watched the shooting. I watched the shooting. That was really entertaining. That guy who just kind of rocked up. I can't remember where he was from. Without any equipment, he was quite entertaining. I like that.
And I've spent the last 2 days crapping all over my online friends who couldn't wait to misgender a woman,
Yeah.
who was biologically a woman, and that was fun. That was fun, and I hope
That was insane as well.
I hope that this moment of exposed bigotry is a learning and learning moment for these people, a teachable moment. I have a feeling it's done nothing.
It's
but,
not going to make any difference whatsoever.
I like reminding them. I like.
Well, I'm glad you do, because I've seen your posts about it, and every time I'm like, yes, you are absolutely right. This is ridiculous.
Did you notice the first point? The first post was the first night. I did a quick Google search, found out that this person is from Algeria that has zero LGBTQ rights on the books. Okay, that they're a biological female. The first night I had that, and then forget it. The next day, the rest of the world joined me, and I just posted it. And that is it. I'm getting off the soapbox, but I just had to say it.
Yes.
I was talking to my wife about it. We went out for tea tonight and we're chuntering away about it. And I'm absolutely with you, Cliff. Completely agree, 100%. But I was saying, we've known this for a while, but if you go to something like X, and this is not just about this issue, if we look at politics in America, if you look at anything, it's so hard now to swim through all the shit and try and find what the actual God's honest truth of the matter is, because there's just so much misinformation and opinion and bollocks that it becomes really hard to just find what the actual facts are. I just think it's a scary time for anybody trying to wade the way through and find facts.
You can't rely on social media for anything.
Yeah,
but in this particular case, it took me less than 4 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, and back on the soapbox, our last Olympics, the Japan Olympics and this Olympics are the most anti-transgender Olympics of them all, and yet people think that this is happening. But anyhow, let's move on to something fun. I don't want to be on my soapbox forever. There's got to be something better going on in the world.
I watched badminton.
I'm really happy for you.
Badminton's great, yes.
And I do apologize for spoiling anything, but that was the most funny thing that I've done all week, honestly. Completely accidentally. Okay, so let's start at the bottom again. Cliff, what read you this week?
Oh, this week? So I picked up a treat in the middle of the week, and it's this Essential Superman Encyclopedia. Nice. So I've been thumbing through this every night for the past few nights, and this has brought me a reprieve from the world.
Ooh, yeah, that's really tasty.
It's really good. So I really enjoyed this. This is a nice bargain buy that's more than worth it.
Fantastic. And how much did you pay for it?
So the retail on it was $30. I paid 10.
Very good.
That's tremendous. So is that what you've been reading?
Yes.
That's just it.
Just
fair enough.
I mean, come on. Is it not? Is this
no, you're absolutely right. No, it's a meaty book.
It's a meaty beast. Very nice.
Okie dokie. Rob, what's read you this week?
I read my weekly pull list again. I continue to remain up to date. It's mind-boggling.
Tremendous.
So I think that I try to remember what books came out this week, though. I think it was Ultimate Spider-Man and Amazing Spider-Man and Spider-Gwen. I think it was a bunch of Spider books.
The Ultimate Spider-Man was this week, and I read the hell out of that today. That was awesome.
Yeah, that, and then the Ultimate Spider-Man, where they had a climactic battle with a classic villain. No spoilers there. And I think, did Transformers come out this week, or was that the week before?
That was last. It definitely wasn't this week.
All right, fair enough. Anyways, I'm just excited to continue to remain up to date on my reading for once. It's been a long time since I've been reading as I get them. And matter of fact, by the time Wednesday's done, to actually be done reading for the week, that is miraculous for me.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love it.
Other than that, I read a lot of contracts, a lot of boring legal contracts. And because of my role, I have to switch between English and American English, and it's very frustrating.
Well, no wonder you're reading so many comics then afterwards.
Yeah,
That's
and not just
nightmare.
English and American English, but legal American English and legal English.
Wow.
That's riveting stuff.
Pete, what read you this week?
What read I this week? So I read Ultimate Spider-Man number 7, which is continuing to be a brilliant little series. Really enjoying that one. There was an interesting, again, no spoilers, but there's an interesting little scene in it today in this issue where, personally, I think it's hinting at Venom in what the ultimate version of Venom is going to be, which was very cool. I really enjoyed that. I was sent a digital copy of a Kickstarter book called Stellar Lands number 2. So I've read that. That was really good. Done a little video about that, and I recommend people check out their Kickstarter. I read this. Geiger, first trade. Been talking about this for a while. Loving the current series. So I hadn't read any of the original. So went back to read that. Really enjoyed it. And then I read this, which was thoroughly disappointing. Everybody told us this was great. It's by Grant Morrison. This is Proctor Valley Road, which is, I believe, a real place in San Diego or somewhere around there. This is meant to be like a horror kind of story. It did nothing for me at all, I have to say. It didn't particularly like the artwork or the style, and I didn't like the characters. So I was a bit disappointed with that one. But yeah, not good. So that's what I've been reading.
I got a question, Pete. Are you like me when you're reading that Ultimate Spider-Man and you're having a conversation with Kingpin? Do you just hear it or read it in Vincent D'Onofrio's voice?
I do, but
Yeah.
so I absolutely do. But I do that. I think it's just something I have.
Came out of the darkness in the middle of the night, blazing like a mother with a fist of dynamite.
Hello. Well, I had to be introduced with a bit of grease too. Had to
Right.
be.
So, some background, because this is a complete surprise to everybody else.
I'm
This
talking
is-
of background. Sorry about the background music because like
Okay.
on the
Well,
seafront
we
in
can
the
barely
south
hear it. We're good.
Oh, good.
This is Paul, somebody I've known since I was 4, who also likes Grease too. So,
Likes is such a subtle word.
So everybody on the planet that likes Grease 2 is here on this screen.
Pretty much.
Everybody that gets a special tingle when people add a number to the end of Grease. Yeah. That's us.
That's fair cop.
All right, we'll go back to what we were doing, but we'll go back to Paul. Watch you with your eyeballs this week.
So, are we on the reading side or the watching
No,
side? or both?
we're doing the watching. Just do the watching for now.
The watching. Well, since I've had a super busy week, which will be boring details, I have been doing my bog standard and rewatching Doctor Who. At the moment, I'm what I like to do is watch a bit of classic and a bit of new. So this week I've literally been watching a story of the 10th Doctor and then a story of the 3rd Doctor. And a story of the 10th and a story of the 3rd. Just because
This one,
I cycle
John
around
Pertwee was the best one. It can't be bad.
He's in my top 3. He's in my top 3.
He's in my top 1
for sure. Fair enough. Can't argue with that. It's a good top 1 to have. He's one of the ones I grew up with because there were repeats when I was a kid. So I was born into the McCoy era, so I've got a very big soft spot for McCoy, especially since my earliest memory of anything, television or movie, is from Sylvester McCoy's first story, which is nice as a memory, but a bit pants because it's not top tier, put it that way. But then growing up, primary school age, I watched a lot of, well, I don't really know if it was a lot, but I watched enough Pertwee and Troughton to hook me in.
No, well, Troughton and Pertwee were the two doctors that I grew up with. I mean, I saw the first one because I'm old enough, unfortunately. I did see the first one, but I can't say I remember much. But I do remember a lot of the Troughton and the Pertwee. And I gave up.
They're fantastic.
I used to watch. I watched the other ones occasionally, but not very often. Mainly, I used to watch them because a girlfriend liked them, and I watched the girlfriends, so therefore I really stopped watching it. So I've dipped into it before, since then. I've always that's the real reason why Pertwee's always been my favourite.
Okay, then, Paul.
It's good.
What read you this week?
This week I have been. I'm not sure, Doctor Von Hoot, if you're going to be like proud of me or disappointed.
Right.
That I'm reading Dark Cybertron again. So I'm on my IDW Transformers second time round, because the first time, once I got to Dark Cybertron, I lost momentum. I was reading it too sporadically. This time I've read all up to that in about a month. I'm also
that's a fair chunk, isn't it?
Dipping into some classic Asterix, because every summer I have an obsession of going through lots of stuff. So this summer it's Asterix, and for prose, for non-comic book, I'm reading Peter Straub's Ghost Story, which is a cracking read.
Yeah, that's cool, but there are too many words for me.
Yeah, that's a lot of books. No, it's only 3.
Have we all gone through what we've been reading? Just so I haven't forgotten anything.
I haven't yet.
You haven't gone.
No.
Well, that's
No,
a poor show.
I read the Ultimate Spider-Man. So I only got 4 books this week anyway. But it was just the Ultimate Spider-Man, Silicon Bandits, which is pretty good. The last issue of Ghost Law, and I wish I hadn't bothered, to be honest. I just well, it'll probably go on eBay next week. And I did get this last week, but I never got around to reading it. That was Berserker, A Face Full of Bullets. That's pretty good. And I don't know whether you've read this, Peter, but the Geiger universe, the Tales of the Unarmed. Before all of it started, and it was something I didn't know about. I found out later. They had the 12-issue specials came out, and there was a little story in them called Blizzard, and they put them all now into a trade paperback. And you need to read it because I didn't guess the ending. And I'm usually pretty good, and I thought that was brilliant. The ending's actually brilliant.
You've not seen that one? I'll have to check that one out.
It's only came out last week, but this is the first time I got to read it this week.
Yeah, so it was an anthology series that they did, like the anniversary for Image.
That's
that
right.
had like 3 or 4 pages every.
Yeah.
So they turned it into a trade.
12 issues, and they put it all into this.
I've read one.
And the only other thing I read, and that was from Joe from Anachronic Comics. He did a Wonder Woman video. And there's a book that he spoke about on there, The Secret History of Wonder Woman. And I picked this up at a really silly price. I was very surprised how cheap I got it for, to be perfectly honest. I think I paid less than £5 for it.
Wow.
Most of the time it's listed for about £20 or £30, so I was quite lucky. I've got a couple to go through, but he's really, really interesting, and it's very clever. It's amazing what William Moulton did, and what he had to go through to get it published and all the rest of it. Kind of thing. It's very It's a really interesting story. I had read a lot of it. I did do a little synopsis once, sort of thing, for a degree I was doing in the company I was working for, and I did actually pick William Moulton out as the person. But half the stuff I've read now, I didn't know, and it would have made the thing I was doing a lot more interesting. But, it's a really good book.
Paul, when you're not talking, can you do me a favour and mute yourself? There should be a little mute.
Yeah. There we go.
But no, let's say that's. I've just been catching up on all the things because, to say, the last few weeks there's been a hell of a lot of books come out, and I've been buying a lot of stuff as well. So I've picked up a lot of. Got the first season of Booster Gold, so I started to go through that, and I've been picking up a load of Brave and the Bold and Old Flash and that sort of stuff. And then I've been trying to do me work for me videos for me Superman stuff. So,
which I very much have enjoyed.
Thank you.
Oh, those videos are great. I love looking at those covers. They're tremendous.
So I'm sorting out 1961 now to do. Also, I'm hoping I'm trying to find. There's several books I'm trying to find and covers, and there's a couple of the covers I wanted to arrive, and I want to do a sort of girls kind of a video with a few, with covers sort of thing, predominantly with pretty girls on the front, so to speak, but with a history behind it, not just showing the covers.
Yeah, why not? I love to learn whilst I look at pictures.
Also, got. We was watching last week's Only Slabs with Poppy Wheelie. He brought out the Savage She-Hulk #1.
Oh yeah.
And I looked at. I was looking up to see, what the sort of price you can get one for. And there was one on eBay that somebody had it for 66 quid. And because Chris, the comic vet, was after it, I actually IG'd him to it. And am I still on?
Yeah, you're big.
I can't see anybody. That's all.
Yeah, and, you're big.
And then, as I say, and so I picked this up, and I actually IG'd Chris to see if he wanted it, but he said no, you buy it. So and then while we was doing that, this guy offered 25% off. So I ended up getting this for just over £40. And it's
Nice.
Very nice. That.
I would say it's around about an 8. And I mean, it can't even say it's trimmed because it's still got the original edging of where they hadn't obviously cut it properly. But no, it's a beautiful copy.
It's a nice book, that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tremendous.
And that's for just over. Well, I think with postage, it was just under 50 quid. So,
it's a surprisingly affordable key. That book, I find it's.
The funny thing is, the worst condition one is for 90 and 100.
It's come down. Come down tremendously since the show didn't do well. So, I mean, I picked up a 9.0 for $30-something.
I saw your video.
Now, that might have been a mistake, but obviously.
Just speaking of comics, it's I noticed something on, I think it was Instagram or something before I went live tonight. I hadn't realised it's 20 years this month since Identity Crisis came out.
Yes.
Makes me feel very old. I remember reading that off the shelf, and that just feels like it was a couple of years back. I can't believe it's 20 years since that thing came out.
Yep.
The only thing I'm getting that She-Hulk one is now that I've managed to get all the other 24 issues as well.
Oh, funny you should say that, because at Comics Curing Cancer this year, there'll be an 8.5 graded #1 along with raw copies, all about VF condition or better, available all as a lot.
Yeah. There's a couple of things I've seen on a couple of your shows, Rob, that I'm interested in, and I think they're going to cost quite a few pop. I mean, that was it the Black Lagoon? The
creature from the Black Lagoon.
Alex Ross cover.
I'm giving up the 9.9.
I'm going to have to save a few bob. I think there's something.
There's going to be a war over that.
I think there will be. And there was I can't remember what it was exactly now. There was a cover on the show before. It wasn't a slab. It was just a cover, and I've never ever seen it before. But it was something that interested me, so I'm hopefully to get that. Also, I picked up this as well while I was doing it as well.
There you go.
First appearance of Nightwing. I've got virtually everything of Nightwing now. He's 7 volumes plus all the other stuff. But this I picked up for a silly price as well. I got it £25. I think it cost me.
I miss that costume.
Yeah.
I like
So,
that one.
Terry, I can assure you, for Comics Curing Cancer season, you should be prepared. Maybe you should take out a second mortgage on the house first. Maybe you should get an equity loan, but you should be financially prepared for the ridiculous things that will be thrown at you all weekend long during Comics Curing Cancer.
So, well, there's at least 2 or 3 things I've seen. I mean, I bought a few things last year, but they weren't that expensive, sort of thing. That wasn't my fault, but nobody bid.
Right. Sometimes that's the great thing.
Yeah, I mean, that's the
And
upside.
since you don't have to pay for shipping,
Yeah. But so no, looking forward to that. There's been a couple of 3 things I've seen so far, sort of thing that have interested me. But like you said, that slab, I mean, I can't imagine that going for a small amount of money. That's going to go for a lot of money. A lot of people will be up at that. It's gorgeous. That's a gorgeous piece of art.
I hope so. I hope it goes for a crazy amount of money. I mean, not to me, but I hope, like,
it's why I made the hard decision to give up the 9.9 instead of the 9.8.
Ooh.
yeah, but I mean, the 9.8 looks spectacular.
No, absolutely. That's why I bought 2 copies, was so I could have a 9.8, right?
Yeah.
And so I said, well, I guess all I need is the 9.8. I mean, give up the 9.9. That'd be even better for Comics Curing Cancer.
Yeah, people will want to fight for that 9.9.
Yeah, I didn't realize you were doing a 9.9. So.
Yeah, the 9.9 one's the one that's going to go up tomorrow. I'm actually going to do a challenge video with that on Instagram. But anyways,
Right, Tony, did we do you?
No.
Okay, let's do Tony. What read you this week?
Well, as thrilling as that might sound, I haven't really bought any comics. When I come up Friday, it'll be where if I go my LCS this coming Friday. I have 6 weeks of books, so. But I did read a digital copy of Blood Hunt #5. I really loved it, and I got this nice little thing from The Godfather in, so
yes,
that was pretty cool. And that's it.
So, are you digging Blood Hunt?
I enjoyed it.
No spoilers, but is it?
What really piqued to me it was just another event. But what piqued my interest was when, I'll try to keep this a spoiler, when you find out who the person is, really the bad guy. I've always had an interest in that character going back to the 80s. So I mean, so that kind of piqued my interest. So.
Okay.
And then you find out who saved the day, and well, anyway.
Listen, Blood Hunt didn't promise me anything, and that is why I love it. And I told everyone, I said, Blood Hunt isn't promising me anything. I was like, DC keeps trying to promise me things, and then it underdelivers, and I'm furious. Blood Hunt was like, we're gonna have a good time, we're gonna kill vampires. Great, that was it. That's all I needed to hear, and I am on board.
Yeah.
What do you think of Absolute then, Cliff? What do you think of Absolute when you're saying that about DC?
Absolute garbage.
Yeah, fair enough.
You know, I'm very upset. I don't like any of this Amanda Waller-ness. I just no. And then the fact that we're getting this absolute universe and it is going to be born out of this absolute power. I just have unlimited distaste for this.
But surely that's just an excuse, isn't it? Like
it's just what?
It's just an excuse to launch a new range.
Right, but it's like I don't want that. Like I just like I've been sour with them since before, but officially at Dark Crisis. Dark Crisis got me thoroughly disgusted, and although individual titles have redeemed themselves, the overall vibe at DC has not redeemed itself.
See, I've felt that since New 52, and I don't know if it's just because I'm an old miserable fart, but I didn't want to step into New 52.
I'm with you. I was
happy with my change. Yeah.
I'm an old miserable fart too. I just look great because I don't have kids, and
it's true.
I'm right there with you. You know, Rebirth lured me back in. You know, and then even that, like, you know, they just there's been a lot of under delivery happening. There's some hits in there too. Don't get me wrong.
You're too harsh on New 52. New 52 has plenty of good. But yes,
right, but you gotta understand, DBH, they literally took the things that I love most about DC and threw them in the dumpster. All the things that everybody else likes about DC did great, right? But the things that I hold near and dear to my heart since childhood were the ones that went into the blender.
Cliff, we could obviously you're a better looking version. We could be twins because I'm exactly the same. So the robbed us of my GSA by Jeff Jones, which I was loving. Nightwing got screwed over. I lost Wally West. It was bollocks for me.
Legion got thrown into the blender. Wonder Woman now comes from an island of savage rapist Amazons. I mean, there's so many things that were really a massive turnoff for me. Superman was an orphan again. The entire Justice League, with the exception of Cyborg, were all orphans. The Titans and Teen Titans origins also to the blender. Nothing made sense when there's so many things that they screwed up and got wrong, and they lied straight up to fans. This isn't a reboot. It's a jumping on point. No, it was a freaking reboot. Anyhow, not happy. Took a long time to get me back on board. And when
Batman was good.
Batman was excellent. And so was Green Lantern, because you don't mess with the chosen children. Anyhow, whatever. Every parent has their favorite, and then they just lie about it.
I mean, you need to come back to comics.
You do definitely have a point. There was a lot of characters that were screwed over, I suppose. And if they were your characters, then it's going to be. Yeah, it was a tough ride, but the good was really good. So
I know, but the good wasn't made for me. And don't think that I wasn't pissed off that the only person that died in Animal Man was Clifford. Don't think that wasn't hurtful. I felt like the writers read all of my angry emails and took it right out on me, right on the character.
Well, they say they're bringing out a new JSA title, aren't they? But
with Jeff Lemire, yes.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited about that.
Well, we're sort of pillaging what I was planning for the.
Well, that's your responsibility as the
Mal question time. Well, the question was going to be, how do we feel about the absolute universe that's coming?
I love that.
So I'm open to other questions for Mal question time. Well, from the chat, even you can give us a question.
I have lots of opinions.
When's Absolute Grease 2 coming out?
Never.
It's never coming out. And first of all,
it's too good. It would be too good.
All of you on that side of the world, it is your job to find me the next Maxwell Caulfield, and then on this side of the world, I'll find the next Michelle Pfeiffer, and we'll make it happen. All right, but y'all need to turn it up. All right, Maxwell Caulfield looked good he still looks not bad. Like, I would probably do him after a couple of drinks, but back then he was absolute fire.
We got to wait for Absolute Rocky Horror also.
Oh, are you? No. You guess what? You did get Absolute Rocky Horror, and it was also absolutely not enjoyed. So, but Absolute Power, like, why is Absolute? Why is the answer to Ultimate Universe? Why is it darkness? Why is it darker? Why is it a Superman who doesn't know his alien origins and doesn't have family? Why is that the answer? Why is a Wonder Woman who was raised in hell an answer? Why is it a Batman who's an engineer or whatever the hell he is, not a millionaire, who's jacked to unreasonable proportions? Why is this the answer? Why is DC's solutions to what should be a modern interpretation of a character? Why is it always this somewhere dark, somewhere gritty? Why is that always the freaking answer? Rather than different and interesting, it's just like, oh, we're doing another variation on dark and gritty again. That is my 2 cents.
I think most of them are going to be $5.99 anyway, so I don't see anybody buying them. To that
Yeah, they're going to be
I think they'll
pricey.
fade away in a year. So I can't see it working.
I was just going to say, I figured DC's just going to the dark side.
Is it because it's fan written and DC fans are dark and deluded and disappointed for so long that they just write dark and disillusioned and disappointed as their characters?
I mean, you have a point in so much as
I think there's too many
they're
fingers in
looking
the pot.
at the target audience and saying, well, that did well back then, so let's do that again. But
I mean, how many times do we have to go back to The Dark Knight Returns well? Like, why is that? Like, why is that the only well they know how to draw from? You know, did they forget that their best moments in history are the moments where they said, you know what? Let's let Alan do what he wants on this series. You know, let's let Jeff just go to town with this. Their best moments is when they had great creative teams and they said, you know what? We're not going to stand in your way. Have at it. You know? And we got Dark Knight Returns and we got Watchmen and we got all these amazing things. And yes, some of them were dark and gritty, but the point is that they were powerful and artistic and, you know, they were breakthrough.
To be fair, though, Cliff, we don't know that's not what we're getting yet. Like,
No,
I mean,
but also the
hasn't happened,
vibe in the
so-
pit of my stomach is definitely not there. Do
I'm
you
with
think
you.
that I trust Scott Snyder to deliver that? Scott Snyder shouldn't be the person I hand the reins over to. You know, he gave us Dark Knight's Metal, you know, and the other metal one, which I can't even stomach, you know, that is not, no, just no, that was not, those are not masterpieces. Sure, people like them, this, that, the other thing. And I like the one shots from Dark Knight's Metal. None of them were written by him. You know, the main event was written by him. I didn't like it. Heavy Metal was the main event, was written by him. And suddenly became about Wonder Woman in the final pages of the last issue. I didn't care for it. And then that gave us that stupid future state, which I didn't care for, which is bringing us all the way to where we are now. And I care for none of it. So anyhow, he's not the man I would have picked. I like him. I enjoy much of his writing. I would not pick him for this. He is not this generation's Marv Wolfman, George Perez combo team. I need a new generation Marv Wolfman, George Perez combo team to, you know, give us something fresh, you know, or an answer to Hickman, an answer to Jonathan Hickman. Like, I need something strong, someone who really can come in and take some reins and be like, look, this is what you've been missing. Okay, again, I said too much.
My take on it is the reason why the Ultimate Universe is needed now is because the main series for so long has not been working, and that's not a good enough excuse for DC to try and copy it and do it over there, like, because they're fixing something that isn't broken, and that's my worry. It's like just changing things for no reason isn't a good idea.
But all these three new characters or new old characters, it's only going to be Elseworld stories. I mean, that's all they really are, isn't it? So I mean, if they did it as an Elseworlds, it'd be great.
Unlike Elseworlds, they are coming directly out of the events of Absolute Power. These characters are going to be tied to main universe Darkseid. The birth of their universe is tied to our Darkseid, right? It's just like the Maker survived the death of his world, showed up on 616, birthed 6160 as a result. That 6160 is its own thing, yet its birth is connected to our 616. So that's different than an Elseworld. An Elseworld just naturally appeared in the multiverse on its own volition, right? Absolute Power and the current Ultimates we have are events that took place in the 616 that birthed those universes. There's a tweak there, right? I just wish that DC had something going that was very Ultimates-like. I already forgot the name of it, right? But I think it was, what do they call it? Earth One, right? We had Earth One Superman, Earth One Titans, Earth One Batman. That was, in my opinion, already an answer and an excellent answer to Ultimates. Why they abandoned that and now they feel like they have to do this and they have it shoehorned to us.
Well, I mean, Crisis on Infinite Earths in the 80s, the idea of that was to clean it all up and get rid of, and make a level playing field so that people could write. But then they spent 10 years after that filling it all back up again. And I just don't see the point. I mean, there was no point in Crisis. I mean, it's a fantastic story, but there was no point in it because they just destroyed it again by just adding more and more, and you ended up with another great big multiverse for totally confusing people.
Well, first, there was very little to the multiverse after that, right? Like Justice League International ended up in the world of the extremists, so it's like, oh, there's other worlds out there, but they didn't go big on it. Then we got 0 Hour, and 0 Hour reorganized the timeline so that we could have the JSA and have the JLA, and Superman arrived here, and blah, 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 blah. So they tidied it up with 0 Hour. And of course, because 0 Hour, Parallax was tapping into all that energy from the events of Crisis, we were exposed to that, right? So it was like, oh, there's an excuse for Barbara Gordon Batgirl to reappear and all that. Then we go a little bit further and we hit Infinite Crisis and we see that Alexander Luthor is like, nah, this all sucks. We didn't do the right thing, and I want to bring back my world, blah, 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 all of that. And then it's the events of Infinite Crisis that rebirth the actual, multiverse. And of course, I think we got 52, right? That's where the 52 multiverse came from. And then they just it's all hell in a handbasket after that. Don't even get me started on Convergence. My goodness. I think even DC wants to forget that happened. So again, I am saying too much. I'm sorry.
And the only expensive book in Convergence is the one where John Kent was born, isn't it?
That's right. That's my boy. That's my boy. That's right.
So that's about the only one that's worth any money.
That's right. And the one where he's a baby on the cover. Don't forget those two.
Yeah, the two issues. Yeah, that's right.
All right. Anybody else have any thoughts on Absolute? Are we good? Have we? Okay.
Got no interest in it, I have to be honest. I'm very much the same as Cliff. I did read the Earth ones. They were a series of graphic novels from what I remember. They weren't comics, were they? They were like graphic novel size. But they were really, really good. The Batman one in particular was excellent, and the Superman actually. I've got no interest in this Absolute. I will read the first few issues, see what it's like. And I can't get my head around the imagery of Batman. He just looks weird. I can't work out what it is or what it's going for. So yeah. Not excited, I have to say.
I'm trying to do Frank Miller.
Yeah, exactly. That's the only answer.
Yeah.
Okie dokie. Well, any other business? I think we've covered a lot of subjects tonight. We've spoiled a film that I didn't mean to, even though.
Well, what? Hold on. You've spoiled.
Yeah, I have spoiled.
Point of order, Your Honour. You've spoiled. Yeah.
I made a point of saying let's not spoil it and screw it up.
So I never heard of it anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Oh, good. Let's keep it not spoiled. What an idiot. Anyway, so Jerry.
Yeah. I just had a look at the image of Absolute Batman because I must say I'm proper far behind.
Yeah.
Stuck in the south of Italy, like not much arrives here. So I'm really far behind. I just looked at Absolute Batman and that is an absolute joke.
Yeah. I mean, it's pretty controversial.
My kids too. I'm sure you could have done a Batman that I could see as Batman more than that. Is he really hench or is he just very, very constipated?
Well,
a little bit of column A and a little bit of column B.
He looks like he needs an enema.
Yes.
Or 3. There we go.
Tremendous.
Give him one in the shape of a Joker card. That's it. That is just That's if Cliff hadn't succinctly put it as being a piece of bat poo, I think just from that alone I'd stay away. I'm someone who dabbles in DC. I've got a fair amount of Batman, but not much in continuing series. I tend to prefer the standalones, like Brian Sayers, like Under the Red, like the standalone one-off shots that might be part of the narrative but stand very much alone, and that's what I really enjoy. The only DC series that I followed to go back was Rebirth Harley Quinn, and I think I got the new 52s as well. When it comes to DC, love Batman. I've got someone that's influenced me to love Batman. Oh, by the way, in your honor, and since I'm at the beach, I'm wearing this t-shirt today. There you go.
Oh, you're at the beach. That's why it sounds like a Puerto Rican barbecue. Oh.
Yeah, man. Well, it's south of Italy. That's very much. So, yep, shark repellent on the go.
Nice.
The continuing series I don't follow, but when there's something of interest, I do get it. So the most recent book I've probably read is Flashpoint. Yeah, I know. Sorry. But yeah. So I'm always, when something comes up, I look at it interestingly. But yeah, this.
I mean, it's too early to judge as to whether the stories will be good at the moment, but it doesn't look great on the outside. Okay, so let's wrap this up. Terry, what have you got on your channel?
I'm just doing the script for 1961. The Superman Action Comics. I'm hoping to do that another video, sort of a different style of video, but I've got to find the book to do it. And at the moment, because of the weather, the loft is like an oven, and getting up there, I can only stand it for about 10 minutes looking through the boxes, and I've got to come back down again. Yeah. So hopefully when it's cooler, I'll be able to get up there and do it properly. I know where they are, but it's just moving them around because I've got about 40 long boxes and about 30 short boxes up there. So I've got to move them all around. And of course, sod's law, it'll all be in the last place I go to, sort of thing. But that's what I'm hoping to do anyway. But I'm hoping to do the 1961 Action Superman this week. It's coming. Cool.
Tony, what have you got coming up?
Well, tomorrow night, for the first time in 49 days, I'm going to be doing my live show, Into the Comiverse, episode 37. I'm going to be working on my next comic spotlight, which is Batman #1 from 1940. That'll be coming out in a week or two. Also, tomorrow night during the live show, surprisingly, I was prize tagged by Trev, the shipping guru. He had won Brian LCS's monthly giveaway. So I'm going to do a live unboxing. I don't even know what books are in this, so I'm going to do that. And then aside from that, between now and next week, I'm going to play with my new toy.
Nice.
And that's what I got. That's what I got.
Pete, what you got coming up?
Very nice. I like that lightsaber. So I've got my usual video. I've got a video coming out tomorrow, which is about a toy hunting down in Leicester, I think it is. And then I've got a couple of Transformers related videos out. Ooh. Monday night, we've got Let's Talk Toys with the boys live show. So we'll be covering all the 1/6 scale, Marvel Legends, game and anime, all that kind of stuff. And then Wednesday, I'm going live with Efren to talk about the comics being released in August. And what books we'll be picking up from that. Friday night, we've got One Good Scare Show over on the One Good Scare Show channel. So all the latest horror news and stuff like that. And then I'm away for a fortnight. So there'll be no live shows, but there will be regular content. And when I'm back in September, I'm coming back with a bang because I've got a whole host of new live shows to try out. So lots going on.
Tremendous. Cliff, what are you on?
Well, Sundays at 5 p.m. Eastern, the council covers the box office and the movie. Tomorrow we're doing The Hangover 2. Monday nights, new keys and hot comics of the week, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wednesday nights, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, we do New Comic Book Day live. And Friday night, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I will be on Anacomic Comics trying to win $50 for the Hyde Park Food Pantry here in Hyde Park, New York. So that's great. And next Saturday, Bleecker Street will be joining me for Comics and Coffee with Cliff.
Tremendous. Mr. Fat Stacks, What have you got coming up?
Oh, just Monday mail call. It'll be a banger. Tuesday we'll show off some C3 stuff that's come in. Then Thursday I got a mystery box coming up before I hit Saturday with Tony Old Wolf be on for Only Slabs. But the real tease is that the following week, Mr. DVH.
Ooh.
I am indeed returning. And I'm excited because that's my favorite show of the week. So why wouldn't I? Hey, look,
Appreciate that.
it's the other half, Rob.
Yeah. Did you still haven't? I haven't missed it. You still have the that thing, right?
Yeah, no, I haven't done any unboxings.
No worries. I just want to make sure I didn't miss it.
Yeah, no, we're going to do that tomorrow because we just got back from holiday today. So,
Stupendous.
yeah, that's the plan. Okie dokie. Paul, you're not doing anything because you don't have a channel. But thanks for coming.
But what I do is I benefit the world by. It would be rubbish if I talked to it for a while. Well, would I have an unbricking channel where I take apart my Lego models?
Dude, like Lego is big on YouTube.
Yeah, I know.
Like, I don't want to watch it, but you could make a. Yeah.
So I'll try and make it. The next time that I make an appearance, I'll try and have it so that I'm at home and I've got the Lego behind me.
Yeah. There you go. Something to look at. Very nice. Very nice.
Yeah, we're like on that topic. Our garage has started opening randomly, and we're away, which is a bit weird because like the remote controls. It ended up like our neighbour was trying to open his garage, and it opened our garage, and the missus was worried about the car getting stolen. I noticed the Lego in the garage is worth more than the car, you silly woman. What are you on about?
There was a lot of Lego in that garage.
The car's only worth about 10,000 euros. What are you on?
Oh my.
Yeah, I have got one of those ones that say bought for 90 euros, like 90 quid or something, and is now on eBay for over £1,000. One of the old ones.
Yeah, that's nuts.
They're ridiculous.
Yeah, man. Rightio. So I'll have a video out on Monday, and then we will be back next week for some more talking like this.
And in 2025 arrives Paul KB and Doctor Von Hoot's Grease 2 specific YouTube channel. A 1 minute video every day for the year on how awesome Grease 2 is.
Yeah.
You should do one episode a week, focusing on one cast member each week and where their career went after that movie.
God, we're gonna have to start with TJ Hooker and then just leave it there.
Go all the way, all right? And leave Michelle Pfeiffer and Maxwell for the end.
The girl who played the little sister, who gets friends with Maxwell Caulfield, she's a big voice actress. She's like the son in King of the Hill, and she does loads of other voice acting, doesn't she?
Yeah, she's in a slasher movie too. But
see, look at that. Once again, my loads give you loads to expand on. Very good.
Yeah, very good. Right. So all in favour of ending Parliament, say aye.
Aye.
Who's that guy?
Awesome. Well, thanks for watching, everyone. We'll catch you next time in the Spiral Dimension. Peace!
And I don't really know. Well, I suppose, no. Really what happened was, no, the thing is, rather than confront, I thought...
Skip to the end.